Welcome. Today's story, we embark on an extraordinary journey through the pages of The Path Beyond Riches. Join me as we delve into a tale of adventure, friendship, and self-discovery. This captivating story follows Riley, a young soul yearning for treasures, but finding something far more valuable along the way. Through the twists and turns of fate, Riley encounters the enigmatic elderly woman, a village with kind-hearted souls, and the profound lessons that redefine his perspective. This is not just a story, it's a journey through the depths of the heart, a testament to the immeasurable wealth found in empathy, camaraderie, and the unexpected treasures hidden within our souls. Get ready to explore the pages of The Path Beyond Riches, a narrative that inspires, uplifts, and reminds us all of the enduring power of kindness and the wisdom found in unexpected places. So, buckle up and join me as we unravel the tapestry of emotions and discoveries within The Path Beyond Riches. The streets of Harborview echoed with the distant hum of life waking up. Crisp morning air carried the scent of salt from the nearby docks. I peered through the rusty iron bars of the orphanage window, my breath fogging the glass. The rising sun painted the sky in hues of orange and gold, signaling the start of another day in this place I reluctantly called home. Downstairs, Matron Agnes's voice boomed through the halls, calling for breakfast. Her heavy footsteps reverberated against the creaky wooden floors. I sighed, knowing the routine all too well. Breakfast, chores, and the constant reminder that I was just another name on the orphanage roster, forgotten, overlooked, and unwanted. But amidst the mundane rituals of my everyday life, there was one thing that sparked a glimmer of excitement in my otherwise monotonous existence: the legend of Captain Blackbeard's lost treasure. It was a story woven into the very fabric of Harborview's history, a tale passed down through generations like a cherished heirloom. They said that centuries ago, the notorious pirate Captain Blackbeard sailed the treacherous seas, amassing unimaginable wealth plundered from countless ships. Legend had it that before meeting his mysterious end, Blackbeard hid his greatest treasure, the sum of a lifetime's worth of riches, on a remote island shrouded in mystery and danger. As a child nestled in the confines of the orphanage, I'd often dreamed of uncovering that fabled trove. The promise of untold riches danced in my mind, a beacon of hope in a world where hope was a scarce commodity. Yet, as I grew older, the allure of the treasure transformed. It wasn't just about the gold and jewels anymore. It became a symbol of freedom, a chance to escape the confines of this dreary place and forge a new path. But I kept my aspirations guarded, hidden behind a facade of indifference. "Oi, Riley, you coming down, or what?" A voice interrupted my musings, shattering the fragile veil of my daydreams. It was Eddie, a scrappy boy with tousled hair and a mischievous grin, my closest friend in this place. "Coming," I muttered, tearing myself away from the window. As I descended the stairs, I pushed the thoughts of treasure and adventure to the far corners of my mind, but they lingered there, whispering promises of something greater beyond the confines of these walls. The aroma of bland porridge greeted us in the dining hall, accompanied by the clatter of spoons against chip bowls. Eddie slid into the seat beside me, nudging me with his elbow. "Oi, heard you mumbling to yourself up there. Dreaming about finding Blackbeard's treasure again, are ya?" I shrugged nonchalantly, hiding the flicker of excitement that danced in my eyes. "Just idle thoughts, Eddie. Nothing more." But deep within, I knew those thoughts were anything but idle. The legend of Captain Blackbeard's treasure held the key to a different life, a life I yearned for beyond the confines of the orphanage. And little did I know, this day would mark the beginning of an adventure that would change everything I thought I knew about wealth, happiness, and the true meaning of treasure. Life within the orphanage had been a cycle of mundane routines where I was just another name etched onto the roster, a face among many, easily forgotten. The ache for something more gnawed at me every day. One evening, a weathered note slipped under my dorm door, bearing a cryptic message that stirred something within me. "Seek beyond the known. Your quest awaits at dawn." I didn't quite understand the note, but the notion of a journey beyond these walls seemed like a lifeline. With a mix of apprehension and hope, I decided to act. I gathered the few belongings I had, folding them into a tattered bag, the meager remnants of a life I barely remembered. As I packed, memories of a tragic fire that had torn my family from me flooded my thoughts. I'd been labeled a burden, a nuisance by those who took me in after the tragedy. Society had never welcomed me. I was an outsider, an inconvenience that nobody wished to claim. The desire for a life beyond rejection and the yearning for security fueled my resolve. The promise of treasures wasn't merely about wealth. It was the glimmer of a chance to finally belong, to erase the ache of being an outcast in a world that offered little kindness. So, under the moonlit sky, I slipped out of the orphanage, the bag slung over my shoulder, a silent goodbye to a place that had never felt like home. The harbor was a beacon in the quiet night, and there, a rowboat waited, whispering promises of an unknown future. With each stroke of the oars, I distanced myself from the only semblance of a sheltered life I'd known. The night embraced my uncertainty, offering a promise of new beginnings amidst the vast expanse of the ocean. As the waves rocked the boat, I couldn't help but acknowledge the ache for acceptance that had haunted me. Society had always been an unwelcoming realm, a place where I was a constant headache, an enigma people wished to avoid. Driven by the hope for a better life, I rowed further, propelled by the belief that somewhere beyond the horizon, a chance for a different fate awaited, a chance to find solace and belonging in a world that had denied me both for so long. As the moon cast its ethereal glow upon the water, a whisper of doubt tugged at my mind. The cryptic note that had led me here, it felt too convenient, too coincidental. Was it a trap or a trick orchestrated by some unseen hand? Yet, the glimmer of hope within me pushed aside the suspicion. Maybe this was fate, a chance too improbable to ignore. Doubt clawed at me relentlessly as I rowed through the endless night. Why had I been so foolish to set out on this journey without a plan, without even a semblance of direction? The excitement of escaping the orphanage had blinded me to the stark reality. I was adrift, a lone wanderer at sea with no compass to guide me. With each stroke of the oars, the moonlight reflected off the waves, casting eerie shadows that danced around me. Weariness weighed heavy on my shoulders, dragging me deeper into the embrace of exhaustion. Days melded into an indistinguishable blur. I rowed tirelessly, the rhythm of the waves and the creaking of the boat my only companions. Sunrises and sunsets became the markers of endless hours spent traversing the relentless expanse of water. But as the days stretched on, weariness crept into my bones, seeping through every sinew. My muscles, once fueled by determination, now rebelled against the ceaseless exertion. The oars slipped from my grasp, my strength waning with each passing moment. A sense of futility washed over me, a realization that I had gambled my fate on an impulsive decision. I'd roamed aimlessly, driven by a desire to escape, only to find myself lost, both physically and in the turmoil of my thoughts. In that moment of surrender, I let the boat drift, the gentle sway lulling me into a fitful slumber. It was a relinquishment to fate, a silent plea for respite from the endless struggle against the unforgiving sea. Consciousness slipped away, my being becoming one with the ebb and flow of the ocean, as I relinquished control to the whims of the waves and the mercy of the unknown. Time lost its meaning in that liminal state, where dreams danced on the fringes of reality. It was in that trance-like existence that a distant murmur began to pierce the veil of my slumber, a soft call, distant yet insistent. "Patali, look, there's someone in the boat," a voice exclaimed in a hushed tone, carrying a blend of surprise and concern. I blinked against the harsh sunlight, disoriented, finding myself surrounded by unfamiliar faces, people with features and attire that spoke of a world entirely different from the one I knew. Their gazes turned to me, their expressions shifting from curiosity to alarm as they noticed my condition. My skin, weathered and dried, resembled parched earth, cracked and peeling from the relentless exposure to the scorching sun and salt-laden air. The constant assault of heat had turned my skin almost to the point of bleeding. "Patali, get some water," urged an elderly woman, her voice soothing yet commanding, her concern palpable. One of them, a weathered man with kind eyes, leaned in, offering me a gourd of water. "Drink slowly, stranger. You found sanctuary on our shores." I struggled to articulate my gratitude, to ask for clarification, but the foreignness of the situation left me speechless, lost in a world that seemed both bewildering and strangely comforting. The warmth of the island sun bathed my weary body as I lay on the shore, enveloped by the concern of the islanders who had discovered me adrift. Their faces blurred in and out of focus, their voices a distant hum as consciousness struggled to fully return. Amidst the confusion, a gentle hand grasped mine, a touch that radiated comfort and reassurance. It belonged to the elderly woman with weathered hands that bore the marks of wisdom and care. Her eyes held a kindness that spoke of untold stories and generations of wisdom passed down through time. "You're safe now, young one," she murmured, her voice a soothing melody amidst the distant sounds of the waves. With a soft-spoken command, she directed the others to help carry me. They lifted me with practiced ease, carrying me across the warm sands toward a small hut nestled amidst the verdant foliage. The hut, constructed from sturdy branches and straw, stood as a sanctuary against the elements. Inside, the space was humble yet inviting. The fragrance of herbs and the whisper of sea breeze filled the air. The elderly woman, her movements deliberate and gentle, began her ministrations. Her hands, weathered but nimble, soaked a cloth in cool water, gently dabbing at my dried and cracked skin, soothing the wounds left by the relentless sun. "Easy now," she coaxed, her voice carrying a sense of comfort that eased the turmoil within me. With each touch, a wave of relief washed over me. The coolness of the water against my parched skin offered respite from the burning sensation that had plagued me for days. She worked methodically, tending to the layers of dried salt and cracked skin, her touch infused with a tenderness that bespoke years of caring for others. As she bathed and tended to me, a sense of tranquility settled within the confines of the hut. The islanders' actions spoke volumes, their kindness a language understood without words, a gesture of compassion that bridged the chasm of our differences. "Why? Why are you helping me?" I managed to croak, my voice barely audible amidst the rustle of leaves outside. The elderly woman paused, her gaze meeting mine with unwavering kindness. "We help those in need, regardless of who they are or where they come from," she replied, her words carrying the weight of an unwavering belief in compassion. I soon found my way to a straw bed right next to the bath. The bed felt like a cloud beneath my aching body as the elderly woman tended to my burns. With gentle hands, she applied a soothing gel-like substance, cool against my seared skin. The relief it brought was both physical and emotional, a balm to my wounded body and spirit. As I lay there, I was tracing the woven patterns of the hut ceiling, a profound realization settled within me. In a world fraught with cruelty and indifference, this woman, a stranger to me, exemplified a rare breed of kindness that seemed to be fading from existence. "This might sting a bit," she warned softly, her voice a comforting whisper amidst the silence. The gel seeped into my skin, bringing an initial sting that soon gave way to a calming sensation. It was in that moment of quiet tenderness that a sense of gratitude washed over me, mingled with a pang of sorrow for a world that often overlooked such compassion. In her, I saw a beacon of hope, a reminder that amidst the darkness, there still existed individuals who extended a hand without expecting anything in return. It was a rarity, a flickering light in the vast expanse of shadows that seemed to consume the world. With the gentle application of the soothing gel and the reassurance of the elderly woman's care, a serene fatigue settled upon me. My eyelids, heavy with the weight of exhaustion, slowly descended like curtains closing on a stage. "Rest now, young one." The elderly woman's gentle voice resonated in the quiet confines of the hut, a melodic whisper that lulled my frayed nerves. The rhythmic rustle of leaves outside the hut, accompanied by the distant murmur of waves, formed a lullaby that cradled me in its embrace. Each breath I took felt softer, my body finally succumbing to the healing slumber it craved. Images flickered behind closed eyelids, a montage of the tumultuous journey that led me to this sanctuary. The faces of those at the orphanage, the desolate vastness of the ocean, and the compassionate gaze of the islanders intertwined in a surreal tapestry as sleep's embrace tightened its hold. "Sleep well, young traveler." The woman's voice, now a distant echo, seemed to carry an unspoken promise of safety and care. The straw bed, though simple, became a haven, a sanctuary that embraced both my physical weariness and the tumultuous whirlpool of emotion swirling within me. The veil of sleep draped over me like a shroud, pulling me deeper into its comforting oblivion. Amidst the stillness of the night, I surrendered to the solace of sleep, the distant echoes of the world outside fading into a hazy abyss as dreams carried me away to unknown realms. Soft rays of sunlight filtered through the woven walls of the hut, coaxing me gently from the depths of sleep. Consciousness emerged slowly, like a delicate flower unfurling its petals to the morning sun. The vivid dreams faded into the recesses of my mind, leaving behind a lingering sense of tranquility. As I stirred, the aroma of morning air mingled with distant echoes of crackling flames and muffled voices. The straw bed, once a cradle of respite, now felt foreign against my back. With a languid stretch, I pushed the blanket aside and rose, my movements cautious yet purposeful. The door of the hut stood slightly ajar, inviting curiosity to step beyond its threshold. With hesitant steps, I ventured outside into the crisp morning air, greeted by the vibrant colors of the awakening island. The scene that greeted me was one of communal harmony, a circle of woven seats surrounding a grand fireplace at the center of the settlement. Islanders bustled around, engaged in animated conversations while the scent of breakfast lingered in the air. Near the flames, the elderly woman who had tended to me sat among the gathering, her smile welcoming as she noticed my emergence. The warmth in her eyes mirrored the gentle crackling of the fire. "Good morning, young traveler. Come, join us," she beckoned, her voice carrying the same soothing tone from the night before. Embarking tentatively into the circle, I found a seat, feeling both an outsider and yet strangely welcomed by their inclusive atmosphere. The islanders exchanged nods and soft greetings, their faces a mosaic of diverse ages and stories etched by time. A bounty of fruits, freshly caught fish, and aromatic herbs lay spread across woven mats, inviting communal indulgence. The islanders shared laughter and tales, a symphony of unity that resonated with a sense of belonging I hadn't felt in a long while. As I observed the communal feast, a sense of gratitude washed over me, a silent acknowledgement of the compassion and acceptance this community had offered a weary stranger. The islanders noticed my presence and with warm smiles, they beckoned me closer to the communal meal. Freshly caught fish, platters of vibrant fruits, and savory dishes adorned the makeshift tables, inviting me to partake in their shared bounty. "Please, help yourself," the elderly woman offered, her eyes filled with genuine kindness. As I picked up a piece of fruit, the fragrance of ripened sweetness filled the air. Hesitation mingled with longing as I took a bite, the burst of flavors dancing on my tongue. Each morsel carried a richness that transcended the mere taste. It resonated with a deeper yearning, an echo of a time I struggled to recall. A sudden rush of emotions overwhelmed me. Tears welled in my eyes, surprising me with their arrival. They streamed down my cheeks, silent witnesses to a flood of feelings long suppressed. "It's okay, dear one," the elderly woman's voice carried a gentle reassurance. "Food has a way of stirring memories." The islanders glanced at me with a mixture of concern and understanding. Their eyes spoke volumes, communicating an unspoken empathy that bridged the gap between our worlds. "I'm sorry," I managed to choke out between stifled sobs, my attempts to compose myself failing. The elderly woman's hand rested on my shoulder, a silent gesture of comfort and understanding. "There's no need for apologies here. You're among friends." It wasn't just food I tasted. It was a fleeting taste of forgotten joy, a remembrance of a time when sustenance wasn't a luxury but a cherished gift. After the emotional surge settled, I excused myself from the communal feast, needing a moment to collect my thoughts amidst the tranquility of the island. Following the gentle melody of a nearby river, I wandered through the verdant foliage. The lush greenery provided a serene backdrop, and the sound of cascading water soothed the lingering emotions that still stirred within. As I meandered along the riverbank, the air heavy with the scent of damp earth and blooming flora, a playful laughter interrupted the tranquil symphony of nature. I turned, spotting two figures emerging from the foliage, a boy and a girl, siblings perhaps, with mischief dancing in their eyes. "Hey, you there. Want to play?" the boy called out, his voice filled with an infectious enthusiasm. The girl, her eyes sparkling with curiosity, added, "Come on, join us. We found a cool spot." Their energy was contagious, an invitation to partake in a carefree moment amidst the island's beauty. Despite my initial hesitation, their infectious joy ignited a spark within me. "Sure, I'll join," I responded with a tentative smile, drawn in by the simple joy of their invitation. As we ventured together, their laughter and playful banter tugged at something deep within me. It was a rare moment, the first time someone had ever asked me to play, to be a part of their world. A surge of unfamiliar warmth enveloped me, mingling with the breeze that carried their carefree giggles. In their company, the weight of my solitary existence seemed to fade, replaced by the possibility of friendship and shared moments. As the trio embarked on their adventures, amidst the laughter and shared discoveries, a pause presented itself, a moment to exchange more than just stories of the island. "I'm Riley," I offered with a shy smile, breaking the silence that lingered between us. The boy, his eyes alight with boundless curiosity, beamed and exclaimed, "I'm Leo." The girl, her demeanor a blend of playfulness and grace, chimed in, "And I'm Maya." "Nice to meet you, Riley." Their names, like pieces of a puzzle, formed connections that transcended mere introductions. They carried promises of camaraderie and uncharted journeys in the unexplored expanses of the island. "Where are you from, Riley?" Maya inquired, her curiosity piqued by the enigma I seemed to embody. A hint of hesitation lingered before I responded, "I'm from an orphanage. It's far from here." Leo, sensing the weight behind my words, interjected with a light-hearted jest, then it settled. "You're part of our island gang now." Their laughter dissolved the remaining barriers, weaving a bond that surpassed the constraints of past left behind. Their laughter lingered in the air as they resumed their exploration, their newfound camaraderie infusing each step with a sense of shared adventure. We wandered through groves adorned with vibrant flowers, beneath ancient trees whose branches seemed to stretch toward the sky in a dance with the clouds. Marveling at the diversity of wildlife, spotting colorful birds and elusive creatures hidden among the foliage. Our journey led to a series of interconnected waterfalls, each cascade a testament to nature's artistry. The water glistened under the sunlight, inviting us to dip their feet into its crystalline embrace. We should follow the river. It might lead us to something exciting, Leo suggested, his eyes sparkling with the thrill of exploration. With unanimous agreement, they followed the gentle curve of the riverbank. The rhythm of their footsteps matched the murmuring melody of the flowing water, as if they were harmonizing with the island's natural symphony. We embarked on the river, greeted by the gentle current that carried us through the heart of the island. Our days were woven with the fabric of exploration and shared adventures. We'd land on the riverbank, drawn by hidden paths that promised secrets of the island's beauty. Each trail led to discoveries, a clearing adorned with colors I'd never seen, rocks shaped like nature's sculptures, and trees whispering ancient tales. The river became our guide to the island's wildlife. Birds danced in the sky above, their vivid feathers a kaleidoscope against the azure backdrop. Below, fish darted beneath the surface, a silent ballet in the river's embrace. At times, the river unveiled pools, serene oases inviting us to play and relax. Waterfalls greeted us like old friends, their cascading torrents inviting laughter and joy. Meals were a communion with nature's bounty, fruits plucked from branches, fish caught from the river. Each bite held the richness of our journey, a taste of unity and acceptance. But it wasn't just the sights or the food. It was the stories we spun, the dreams we shared. Imagination became our vessel, carrying us beyond the river's bends into realms unknown. Every moment on the river became a thread in the fabric of our friendship, weaving together memories that would forever define our bond. The river's gentle current guided us, a constant companion through the island's mysteries. Our journey led us to the heart of the land, where the whispers of untold secrets lingered in the air. There, amidst the dense foliage, we stumbled upon a clearing, an enigmatic space that seemed to hold the island's deepest secret, a sprawling abyss. Its presence was mesmerizing, an immense chasm that yawned wide and deep, as if it held the island's untold stories within its shadowy depths. The air around it seemed to vibrate with an eerie yet captivating energy. We stood at the edge, drawn by an inexplicable allure, a magnetic pull toward the unknown. It was a moment where curiosity tangled with caution, where the thrill of discovery danced with the shroud of uncertainty. Maya's voice broke the silence, a whisper laced with wonder and trepidation. What do you think is down there? As we stood at the precipice, the abyss yawning before us, my mind flickered back to the tales of Blackbeard, the legendary pirate whose ship was said to have met its doom in the heart of an island, swallowed by an abyss never to resurface. The legends whispered of a vessel veiled in mystery, of a crew that vanished into the unfathomable depths, leaving only rumors and myths in their wake. I remembered the fireside stories at the orphanage, the tales spun by elder caretakers, each adding their own layer of mystique to the legend. Could this be it? Was this the same abyss that had claimed Blackbeard's ship, forever shrouding it in the annals of history? The thrill of discovery mingled with a tinge of apprehension. My heart drummed a familiar rhythm, a yearning for adventure entwined with the gravity of a past tale now seemingly converging with our reality. Blackbeard's ship, the words escaped my lips in a whisper, almost as a realization dawning upon me. Leo turned, his eyes alight with curiosity. What about Blackbeard's ship? I hesitated, unsure how to articulate the tangled web of legend and reality swirling within my mind. There's a story about a ship that disappeared into an abyss like this. A legend, really. Maya's gaze mirrored my intrigue. Do you think? I don't know, I admitted, my thoughts drifting back to the stories that had always seemed fanciful until this moment. Leo, determined to explore, gripped a sturdy vine and began his descent, his agile movements contrasting with the swaying vine. Maya and I watched from above, our anticipation palpable as Leo disappeared into the depths. The moments ticked by, the silence amplifying our anxious excitement. Then, a sudden exclamation pierced the air, Leo's voice echoing from below, "OMG. Guys, you won't believe this." Maya and I exchanged a wide-eyed glance, our curiosity piqued. "What did you find?" I called down, my voice tinged with excitement. "A massive ship. It's down here." Leo's voice echoed back up, laced with amazement. Maya and I exchanged a quick, exhilarated glance, our hearts pounding in unison. Without a second thought, we abandoned caution and seized nearby vines, our descent now a frantic rush fueled by Leo's discovery. "Wait for us," Maya shouted, her voice carrying a blend of urgency and thrill. I followed suit, my movements a blend of graceless haste and unbridled anticipation. The descent that was once a cautious exploration now transformed into an urgent race against time. With every swing, every hurried grab at a vine, The abyss beckoned us with newfound urgency, a ship from a legend waiting to be unveiled in our reality. As Maya and I hurried down, our hearts racing with anticipation, the abyss slowly unveiled its secret, a ship, majestic yet weathered, adorned with the iconic Blackbeard flag fluttering defiantly amidst the winds that whispered through the abyss. The moment our feet touched the ground, we were met with the awe-inspiring sight of the Queen Anne's Revenge, a ship steeped in legend and lore, its glory obscured by time's relentless touch. Wow. Maya breathed, her voice tinged with a mixture of astonishment and reverence. The ship stood testament to a past era, its once grandeur now marred by the passage of time. Broken masts and tattered sails bore witness to the trials it endured, yet the Blackbeard flag, its emblematic skull and crossed swords, stood proud against the sky, a reminder of its former prowess. Leo, standing beside us, wore an expression of utter disbelief. This is insane. I glanced at the worn hull, the name Queen Anne's Revenge still visible, the weathered and faded. It was surreal, finding this legendary vessel in the most unlikely of places, a convergence of history and happenstance. The ship's presence, though a little beaten and broken, held an inexplicable charm, an echo of a time long past that had somehow emerged from the depths to greet us. As we stood there, in the presence of an artifact from seafaring legends, I couldn't help but feel a sense of amazement. Fate had led us to this moment, this incredible discovery, an encounter with history that seemed both improbable and utterly magical. The allure of the treasure within the ship was palpable, but Leo and Maya cautioned against pursuing it further. Riley, we shouldn't be here. It's not safe, Maya urged, her voice tinged with concern. However, my eagerness to uncover the riches overshadowed their warnings. Come on, there could be something incredible in here. I countered, my excitement overriding their cautious voices. Igniting my own determination, I ventured deeper into the chamber, the glint of gold captivating my attention. You guys stay back. I'll just take a quick look, I insisted, waving off their concerns. The chamber was bathed in a dim, ominous light, shadows dancing menacingly as Leo and Maya hesitantly followed, their apprehension palpable. As I scoured the room for treasure, their warnings echoed in my mind, but my fixation on riches drowned out their voices. Then, the room darkened, a haunting silence settling within the ship's walls. A chilling voice reverberated. Who dares disturb our slumber? Fear tightened my chest, but I hesitated too long, greed clouding my judgment. As I stuffed my pockets with gold, the chamber seemed to come alive with spectral forms, their presence foreboding. Riley, we have to leave, now. Leo's urgent tone cut through the eerie silence, but my obsession held me in its grip. Just a little more, I muttered, ignoring their frantic pleas. Suddenly, the spirits materialized, and panic surged within me. Leo and Maya's warnings became tangible reality, and I bolted in terror, my pursuit for riches leading us deeper into the ship's labyrinth. Their reluctant footsteps echoed behind me as I charged ahead, driven by a relentless pursuit that blinded me to the impending danger. The ship's eerie corridors bore witness to our heated debate, the urgency of our flight intertwined with the rising tension. Leo's panicked voice clashed with my determination, each step forward fueling our disagreement. We have to get out, Riley. Leo's plea was drowned by my fervor, my focus solely fixed on the treasures that gleamed in the shadows. We can't just leave it all behind, I retorted, my urgency conflicting with their growing fear. Maya, her patience wearing thin, interjected amidst our argument. This is madness. We're being chased by ghosts, for crying out loud. As our quarrel reached its peak, the ship's oppressive silence was shattered by a haunting scream from behind. How dare you? The ghost's chilling rebuke pierced through our discord, momentarily halting our bickering. Fear flickered across our faces, the ghost's fury adding a new level of urgency to our escape. Leo's voice broke through the chaos. We need to go, now. His urgency underscored the gravity of our situation. But our argument persisted, our discord entwined with the relentless pursuit. The ghostly cries reverberated, a haunting echo of our disagreement amidst the spectral chase, our unity crumbling amidst the chaos and danger. As our argument echoed through the haunted corridors, my focus on the treasures remained unwavering. However, the ship's deteriorated state betrayed its treacherous nature. With an unexpected stumble, I plunged into an unseen cavity, a dark hole lurking beneath a veil of darkness. Terror gripped me as I plummeted, the abyss swallowing me whole, my screams drowned by the ship's eerie echoes. The sudden stumble sent me hurtling into a dark void, the ship's treacherous interior claiming me in its grasp. Panic seized me as I fell, the fear of the unknown abyss swallowing my cries amidst the haunting echoes. Abruptly, arms encircled me. arresting my fall, a sturdy grip that belonged to Maya. Her swift action saved me from certain doom, though not without consequence. Amidst the chaos, some of the gold spilled from my pockets, glinting in the dim light as it scattered across the ship's desolate floor. Yet, my clenched fist still held on to what remained, a testament to my unwavering fixation. Struggling to catch my breath, my heart raced with a mix of relief and realization. The brink of death had jolted me into a stark awareness. I was teetering on the edge due to my insatiable greed. In the midst of this turmoil, Maya's urgent plea pierced through the darkness. "Leo, help me lift him up." Leo hesitated, torn between my relentless pursuit and the looming danger. Reluctance clouded his features, yet he begrudgingly joined Maya's effort, his inner conflict palpable. Their combined strength strained against the ship's decrepit structure. I dangled between obsession and salvation, the weight of their unity contrasting with my solitary fixation on the remaining gold, a stark reminder of my unyielding greed. As I dangled in the darkness, the abyss seemed to grow deeper, Maya and Leo's strained efforts failing to hoist me back up. The weight of my obsession had become an anchor, my pockets stuffed with the glittering gold that had seduced me. "Riley, we can't pull you up. You have to let go of the gold." Maya's voice, tinged with desperation, cut through the chaos. Their pleas ricocheted in my mind, a haunting echo amidst the ship's haunting silence. The gold, a symbol of my relentless greed, remained clutched in my trembling hand, each coin a testament to my obsession. Fear and regret swirled within me as Leo and Maya struggled, their faces etched with a mix of frustration and fear. The reality of the situation hit me. I had to choose between my insatiable desire and the lives of my friends. A moment of reckoning dawned, a choice that would shape our fate. With trembling fingers, I released my grip on the gold, the coins clattering against the ship's floor, their faint echoes blending with the ghostly cries that surrounded us. As their words lingered in the air, a profound realization washed over me. I had never experienced this unwavering loyalty and support, a bond that went beyond my selfish pursuits. Tears welled in my eyes, emotions surging within me, unbidden and raw. With each desperate breath, I faltered, the weight of my selfishness crushing my spirit. "I've never had anyone like you," I managed to choke out between sobs, my voice quivering with emotion. The haunting pursuit still dogged our steps, the spectral figures closing in, their ethereal forms a relentless reminder of my folly. As the ghosts advanced, I fell to my knees, the weight of my choices unbearable. A wave of despair crashed over me, and in that moment of humility, my knees met the cold, desolate floor of the ship. A profound emptiness engulfed me, a profound understanding of my selfishness and its consequences. As I knelt, consumed by remorse, a sudden stillness fell upon the ship. The ghostly apparitions, their relentless pursuit halted, began to dissipate, vanishing into the ether as if acknowledging my realization. In that surreal silence, the echoes of our ordeal faded away, leaving behind an eerie calm. The ghosts, once menacing, now dissolved into nothingness, their departure a testament to my newfound understanding. As the echoes of our frenzied flight faded into an eerie silence, Maya and Leo, their faces etched with confusion, turned to find me on my knees, tears streaming down my cheeks. They halted, their concern palpable in the air. "What's wrong, Riley?" Maya's voice quivered with uncertainty as she and Leo approached, their confusion mingled with worry. Amidst my tears, I looked up at them, my voice shaky yet determined. "I've never had anyone like you," I confessed, the weight of my past pressing upon my heart. With a quivering breath, I poured out my story, the orphanage, the rejection, the loneliness that had etched itself into my soul. I was always the one left behind, the one nobody wanted, I admitted, my vulnerability laid bare. My relentless pursuit of riches stemmed from a desperate desire to prove my worth, to escape the feeling of being unwanted. I thought the gold would make me somebody, someone people would care about, I confessed, the shame of my selfishness overwhelming me. As the weight of my past spilled from my lips, Maya and Leo listened with compassion, their eyes softening with understanding. Their silent support offered a glimmer of solace amidst my vulnerability. As I poured out the painful chapters of my life, my voice trembled with emotion. Maya and Leo, faces softened with understanding, closed the distance between us. Their arms enveloped me in a tight embrace, offering a warmth I hadn't known in ages. At first surprised, I felt their embrace slowly melt away the walls I'd built around myself. Their hug became a refuge, a tangible reminder that I wasn't alone in my struggles. Tears continued to stream down my cheeks, but this time, they were accompanied by a sense of relief. In their arms, I found an unexpected comfort, a feeling of acceptance that had eluded me for so long. This hug said more than words ever could, It whispered of understanding, of forgiveness, of unconditional support. In that shared embrace, a silent understanding bloomed, mending a part of my wounded spirit and strengthening our bond in a way I hadn't thought possible. As the embrace dissolved, a chilling realization set in. We were lost within the bewildering maze of the ship. Uncertainty clouded our expressions, our collective glance affirming the disquieting truth. A calming voice cut through the silence. "You travelers looking for a way back home?" The elderly woman's inquiry emerged, a comforting melody amid the chaos, her presence offering a glimmer of guidance in our bewildering situation. Maya, Leo, and I exchanged unsure looks, silently acknowledging our shared predicament. The villagers approached, lending their aid as they gently hoisted us, carrying us with determined steps back toward their village. The journey back blurred into a collage of emotions and exhaustion. The weight of the day's events pressed heavily upon me, and despite my efforts, weariness seeped through my resolve. Amidst the villagers' steady gait, I drifted into a fitful slumber, succumbing to the haunting fatigue that enveloped me, the ship's eerie echoes fading as I slipped into the recesses of sleep. As I stirred from the depths of slumber, the familiar surroundings of the straw hut greeted me. The warmth of the morning sun seeped through the makeshift walls, casting a golden glow across the humble space. With each step outside, a breathtaking sight unfolded before me. The villagers, their faces aglow with genuine smiles, went about their daily routines. Their laughter and camaraderie filled the air, painting a portrait of a community bound not by riches, but by the richness of their kind hearts. Stepping into the midst of this vibrant scene, a sense of tranquility enveloped me. The lessons learned from this unexpected journey flooded my mind, their significance etched into the very core of my being. And then, with a subtle shift, I turned to face you, dear reader. Your presence felt even in the stillness of the moment. To those who feel lost, I began, my voice a whisper carried by the gentle breeze. Know that the greatest treasures lie not in gold or riches, but in the bonds we forge, the kindness we show, in the journeys we undertake. I spoke of the lessons learned, the value of friendship, the beauty of empathy, and the profound strength found in vulnerability. May your paths be guided by compassion, and may your hearts be open to the wisdom found in unexpected places, I continued, my words a beacon of hope for those who might wander through life's uncertainties. With a final glance at the smiling faces around me, I offered a silent gratitude to this village that had become my unexpected sanctuary, a testament to the immeasurable wealth found in the simplest of joys. And as the day unfolded, I turned, embracing the newfound wisdom, ready to carry it forward into the unknown adventures that awaited.